Grade 7, Quiz 3, Part 2. An excerpt from The Scarlet Ibis by James Hurst. Summer was dead, but autumn had not yet been born. It's strange that all this is so clear to me, now that time has had its way. But sometimes, like right now, I sit in the cool green parlor and I remember Doodle. Doodle was about the craziest brother a boy ever had. Doodle was born when I was 7 and was from the start a disappointment. He seemed all head, with a tiny body that was red and shriveled like an old man's. Everybody thought he was going to die. Daddy had the carpenter build a little coffin when he was 3 months old. Mama and Daddy named him William Armstrong. Such a name sounds good, only on a tombstone. When he crawled on the rug, he crawled backwards, as if he were in reverse and couldn't change gears. This made him look like a doodle bug, so I began calling him Doodle. Renaming my brother was probably the kindest thing I ever did for him, because nobody expects much from someone called Doodle. Daddy built him a cart, and I had to pull him around. If I so much as picked up my hat, he'd start crying to go with me. And Mama would call from wherever she was, "Take Doodle with you." So I dragged him across the cotton field to share the beauty of Old Woman Swamp. I lifted him out and sat him down in the soft grass. He began to cry. "What's the matter?" "It's so pretty, brother, so pretty." After that, Doodle and I often went down to Old Woman Swamp. There is inside me, and with sadness I have seen it in others, a knot of cruelty born by the stream of love. And at times I was mean to Doodle. One time I showed him his casket, telling him how we all believed he would die. When I made him touch the casket, he screamed. And even when we were outside in the bright sunshine, he clung to me crying, "Don't leave me, brother. Don't leave me." Doodle was 5 years old when I turned 13. I was embarrassed at having a brother of that age who couldn't walk, so I set out to teach him. We were down in Old Woman Swamp. "I'm going to teach you to walk, Doodle," I said. "Why?" "So I won't have to haul you around all the time." "I can't walk, brother." "Who says so?" "Mama, the doctor, everybody." "Oh, you can walk." I took him by the arms and stood him up. He collapsed onto the grass like a half-empty flour sack, as if his little legs had no bones. "Don't hurt me, brother. Shut up. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to teach you to walk." I heaved him up again and he collapsed. "I just can't do it." "Oh, yes, you can, Doodle. All you got to do is try. Now come on." And I hauled him up once more. It seemed so hopeless that it's a miracle I didn't give up. But all of us must have something to be proud of, and Doodle had become my something. Finally, one day, he stood alone for a few seconds. When he fell, I grabbed him in my arms and hugged him, our laughter ringing through the swamp like a bell. Now we knew it could be done. We decided not to tell anyone until he was actually walking. At breakfast on our chosen day, I brought Doodle to the door in the cart. I helped Doodle up, and when he was standing alone, I let them look. There wasn't a sound as Doodle walked slowly across the room and sat at the table. Then Mama began to cry and ran over to him, hugging him and kissing him. Daddy hugged him too. Doodle told them it was I who had taught him to walk, so they wanted to hug me, and I began to cry. "What are you crying for?" asked Daddy, but I couldn't answer. They didn't know that I did it just for myself, that Doodle walked only because I was ashamed of having a crippled brother.